Good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 51st Annual Edmonds Community College Commencement Ceremony. Join me now as we welcome our campus administrators, led by Interim President Christina Castorina, the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, and the Edmonds Community College class of 2018. Everyone, please stand for the entrance of our Color Guard representatives from the Naval Station Everett Honor Guard and for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Welcome graduates, honored guests, Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, administrators, family, and friends. My name is Jeremy Matthews, and I am on faculty at Edmonds Community College, and I will serve as your commencement ceremony host. Welcome to the Edmonds Community College commencement ceremony closing out the 2017-2018 academic school year. At this time, I would like to introduce our Board of Trustees that are in attendance tonight. Board Chair Diana Clay. Emily Yim, who is also the National Board Chair of the Association of Community College Trustees. Quentin Powers. Student Trustee Nal Debele. Trustees Carl Zapora and Dr. Tia Benson-Toll could not be with us tonight, but send their well wishes and congratulations. We would also like to recognize some special guests in the audience. Rosario Reyes, CEO, Latino Educational Training Institute, or LETI. Maria Cristina Garcia, LETI volunteer, and Mirai Perales, also a LETI volunteer. We would also like to acknowledge our ASL interpreters for the evening who offer support to our deaf or hard of hearing students and audience members. Please welcome Ellen Carpenter and Bernadine Wentland. Finally, Edmonds CC is committed to environmental sustainability. In our continued effort to infuse sustainable practices throughout college operations, we encourage you to view this evening's program digitally at edcc.edu/commencement. In addition, our caps and gowns are made from 100% post-consumer plastic bottles, reducing our environmental impact even further. Don't our graduates look great? I wish to also acknowledge our friends and colleagues, King Triton, and alumni, both on the floor and in the audience. It is the support and enthusiasm of everyone here that helps make tonight so special for our graduates. And if I can ask something of the family and friends who are here, the celebration that starts tonight doesn't need to end once our graduates cross the stage. It can continue through your love and encouragement for years to come. Before we hear from our speakers tonight, I have a few more opening remarks. And please, as a courtesy to everyone, if all in attendance could check your phones and set them to quiet. And photos, take as many as you want. To the students and graduates, I too am a graduate of Edmonds. I wore a blue robe and waited for my name to be read aloud. Only for me it was in the Seaview gym. It was very dark, with only spotlights directed at the stage. It was crowded with chairs. It was very hot, sweaty. Things have changed. We have Angel of the Winds Arena. But as a faculty member, a teacher, an alumni, I want to tell you what I tell everyone. Students are the best part of this work. As a college, we can have a campus and computers, we can have faculty and staff, we can even have parking, but it takes students to have a school, and without you, we wouldn't be who we are. Because it's your spirit, your involvement and participation that brings meaning and purpose to what we do in our lives. Now, even though we have classes on Monday and finals next week, no matter what happens next, tonight is about you, tonight is for you, and everyone here is excited to watch as you go forth, adding meaning and purpose to the lives of so many others. Thank you. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the interim president of Edmonds Community College, Christina Castorina.
Thank you, Jeremy. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2018 Commencement. Thank you all for being here today on this gloriously celebratory evening. Tonight, we honor and celebrate the hard work, talent, and persistence of more than 1,700 graduates from age 17 to 73. This milestone represents both an end and a beginning. This may be an end of your educational journey at Edmonds Community College, while at the same time, this may be the beginning of new career opportunities lying ahead as you go out and use your newly acquired skills and knowledge in the workforce. Or this may be the beginning of another college degree, maybe at Edmonds Community College or possibly at another institution. There are many possibilities, but what's certain is the excitement of what the future holds for you and the sense of hope and accomplishment that you have. I remember when I graduated from college. I remember that feeling of accomplishment and hope. Like many of you, I was the first person in my family to go to college. Although my parents were very supportive, they didn't have the knowledge to be able to offer me guidance and assistance in my educational journey. So I had to navigate college on my own. I had to figure out how to do admissions applications. I had to figure out how to fill out financial aid applications. Have any of you done that? Yeah. And apply for scholarships. And I also had to figure out how to balance school and work because, like many of you, I also had to work while I went to school to help pay for my living expenses. And I also had to learn how to persist, especially during those hard times. And I know that every one of you out there has faced a hard time, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe a handful. There were many times when I certainly wanted to throw my hands up and say, enough, I can't continue doing this, I'm done. But I also knew that there were a lot of eyes on me. My family members, my community, my Latino community, watching to see if I made it or if I failed. If I failed, I knew that others would not follow in my footsteps. So my only option was to succeed. So I sought out help, like tutoring. I sought out support, like mentors and student clubs. With that support, I persisted, and I finished. And when I was sitting in your seat, in my cap and gown, I remember feeling an immense sense of accomplishment and pride. And all of those eyes who were watching me, they saw that I succeeded, and I was filled with hope that others would follow, and they did. Although I am the first person in my family to go to college and graduate, I'm not the last. And that is my biggest success. Triton graduates, you persisted. You kept going, even when times got hard. You succeeded, and you are here tonight, and we are here to celebrate you. So let me just ask, if you're the first person in your family to graduate with high school, could you please stand so we could applaud you? Thank you. If you are active military, a reserve, or a veteran, please stand. Thank you. If you are an honor student, a member of Phi Theta Kappa, please stand. Thank you. If you are a parent raising a child or children while going to school, please stand. If you work full or part-time while going to school, please stand. I know times were tough, but you're here today, and you're receiving your diploma, your certificate, or your degree. You accomplished your goal, and you are a success. And I hope that you are feeling that sense of accomplishment and excitement as you sit there this evening in your cap and gown. Now, I'd like to ask all the graduates to stand so that we can applaud all of you. Thank you. And graduates, just take a second, because there's a lot of family and friends and people who supported you along your journey that were your help and support along the way. So could you just clap and thank your family, friends, and your support for being here tonight? Today is truly a day to celebrate accomplishments. As for Edmonds Community College, I'd like to share with you some highlights of this academic year. Some of our best moments included kicking off the year with a new mission, teaching, learning, community. And our new guiding core themes, academic excellence, student success, and community engagement. We celebrated the hire of Edmonds Community College's new president, Dr. Amit Singh. Dr. Singh has more than 20 years of experience in higher education, and he comes to us from Clark State College in Ohio, and he joins our Triton community on June 25th. We congratulated 3 students, Naol DeBelli, Jessica Howard, and Tina Rajabi, who were selected as semifinalists for the prestigious National Jack Kent Cook Scholarship. You should clap for that one. That's an accomplishment. Yeah, thank you. We celebrated the Washington State Legislature's approval of $37.8 million for the construction of a new 70,000 square foot science, engineering, and technology building on campus. And we opened the Student Center for Cultural Diversity and Inclusion in the Triton Student Center. Kudos to the Associated Students of Edmonds Community College for their leadership and investment in this new and beautiful space. And lauding biology professor Jenny McFarland as the first community college faculty member to be recognized as a Claude Bernard Distinguished Lecturer by the American Physiological Society. These are just a few of our many, many highlights. And I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank President Emeritus Dr. Jean Hernandez, who retired in December, for her dedicated leadership over the past 7 years. Tonight, our biggest highlight of the year is celebrating your achievement. We're here to celebrate each and every one of you. You are now a Triton alum, and we look forward to cheering you on in your continued successes as you blaze trails for your family members to follow and for future Tritons. It has been my pleasure to serve as your interim president, and I wish each and every one of you continued success as you go on from here. In closing, I want to leave you with a quote from poet and writer Maya Angelou. And she says, "I encourage you to go live with life. Be courageous. Give us tomorrow more than we deserve." Thank you, and congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christina. Good evening. My name is Mustafa Samate. I am here on behalf of the Associated Students of Edmonds Community College Student Government as the Executive Officer for Administrative Liaison. I am delighted to welcome you to our commencement. Today is a joyful event to honor our graduating students for successfully completing their requirements here at Edmonds Community College. Indeed, our goal in student government this year is nothing less than to create a living example of student leaders who embody and personify the very calling of Michelle Obama, who said, "You have all the opportunities and skills and education that so many folks who came before you never dreamed of." So imagine the kind of impact you can create in this world. Imagine how you can inspire those around you to work harder and achieve their own education. The Associated Students of Edmonds Community College is the official voice of the student body. We promote, legislate, and regulate students' activities and affairs. We represent Edmonds Community College students to faculty, staff, administrators, and legislatures. I am very thankful to have a position that allows me to be a student advocate and a student voice. On behalf of our associated students, I want to congratulate all of you graduating today for being winners. And with that, I would now like to introduce the Interim Vice President for Student Services, Dr. Sai Er. Thank you.
Good evening. It is my privilege and honor to introduce our student speakers. Our first student speaker of the night is Martin Dausch. Returning to school after 30 years in the workforce, Martin Dausch came to Edmonds Community College to make a change in his life. After experiencing some of life's hardships, Martin realized he needed to find a career path that would be more sustainable. Edmonds Community College provided Martin with those opportunities and the support system he needed to make that change and excel academically and personally. As a self-proclaimed introvert, Martin credits his instructors for ensuring his success, both as a student and as a whole person first. The support he received gave him the courage to continue furthering his education by enrolling in college-level classes. At 52, Martin will be graduating today with a GED. He is currently enrolled in classes at Edmonds CC and pursuing an Associate in Applied Science degree in Material Science Technology. Please welcome to the podium Martin Dausch.
Thank you, Dr. Ear. Hello, Tritons. I'm here tonight to celebrate earning my GED. Yes, I did expect to earn my diploma earlier in life. I also expected Bill and Ted to show up on stage here and save me from speaking. But as we can see, that didn't work out either. I did not expect to be here at this point in my life speaking to you this evening, but I am certainly grateful I am. Edmonds Community College has not only opened its doors to my education, it has also opened its doors to my life as well. You see, I'd struggled for years with poor health and few real job opportunities. My health had provided challenge that I could not quantify. I had no idea what I could do for work anymore. My mind was clearing up after years of addictions, and the choices I had going forward were few. I knew I needed a better foundation. I needed something better to build my future with. The thought of going to school was ominous and filled with fears. I had a bad experience with math years ago. I needed something to go. But I got up the courage and determination to go back to school and at least attain my GED. I knew that's where hell had to begin. During the first week of classes, a serious health concern came back that I thought was long in the past. I had to miss days of class at a time, but my teachers were always there, always making sure I was ready to succeed. That concern for me as a person first, not too weak from illness, not the recovering alcoholic, but the value of me as a person was given full measure. I have to say that when you're beaten down and feeling less than, to have your whole person nurtured is an amazing feeling. The connection to the college was made, and the lessons learned from Edmonds Community College became those of value and of compassion. I'll always remember that and look forward to that as I continue that as part of my education. An instructor used the word resilient to describe me. Another one said that I had an advanced degree from the School of Hard Knocks. I don't use those words myself. Maybe just an example. Because I can see how a positive example has made a tremendous difference in my life. I can see the wisdom in seeing and accepting the whole person as part of having a full learning experience, teaching us all even more than we can imagine. In my life, the pathways to learning have come agonizingly slow at times and too quickly at others. I have given up 1,000 times on so many things, but I've always found that 1,001st time to do it again. Edmonds Community College allows me to be something bigger than I am, and I have to bounce back again and again. I decided I liked the place, so I took a few college classes to keep learning after I completed my GED. I am now attending college classes and working towards an associate in material science technology. I'm looking forward to more experiences and learning at college. The value of rebuilding my foundation began with my education, and it will continue to have a positive effect on other areas of my life, continuing on to the tech field, which allowed me to care for those around me through better pay and better career opportunities. Career opportunities that I'd never imagined opened up. I didn't foresee that caring was part of the process, or that compassion will teach you much if you allow it. The thing to remember is that you're special, each and every one of you. I am very grateful to be here tonight, to not only accept my GED, but also embrace my future as a student and a member of this community of learning that I am more than proud to be associated with. There come a time, and no doubt, that you will reflect on your college days and ask how it was. I hope that you will look back on it as I will, at an experience that taught me the value of people that not only changed my world, are the very same people who will change the world's future. Thank you, Edmonds Community College.
Yeah!
Thank you, Martin. Our next speaker is Tina Rajabi. In 2015, Tina Rajabi came to the United States from Iran with her family. As an immigrant to the US, language was a barrier to Tina's education, but she was determined to overcome this. Tina began her journey at Edmonds CC as an English as a second language student. She did so well, she eventually tutored other ESL students. Tina's love and enthusiasm for math also fueled her passion to excel in education. Rajabi is a teacher by nature, and she also worked as a teaching assistant in the math department. In fact, she started the first on-campus math club in more than 20 years to show others math can be fun. During her time at Edmonds Community College, she's been involved with mathematics, engineering, science, achievement, or MESA program, the Relationships in Science Education, or RISE, and Seattle University Mathematics Early Research Program, as well as presented her research at Stanford University. At 20, Rajabi will be graduating with her Associate in Science degree with a focus in mathematics and is anticipating acceptance into the University of Washington's mathematics program. It's my honor to welcome Tina Rajabi to the stage.
Good evening. When I was first told that I need to talk for 5 minutes, I thought it'd be such a long time. So as a math major, I started thinking about it as only 300 seconds, telling myself, Tina, it's just 300 seconds. It is such an honor for me to be able to share with you 3 lessons I learned throughout my journey at Edmonds Community College. I want to start from the most challenging but fun chapter, immigration. My family and I immigrated to the United States from Iran about 2.5 years ago. I vividly remember the moment we got off the plane. My heart was filled with happiness and excitement, and at the same time was filled with fear and confusion. It was a turning point in my life. Immigration makes all the questions start with, what if? What if I can't make friends? What if I can't study in a different language? What if I can't find a job? And what if I'm not enough? When I first came to Edmonds CC, I was ready for the worst when I was doing my test for the English as a second language. I was ready to be told that my English was not good enough to sit in English-taught classes. To be told that I need to spend years learning English. But instead, after the test was over, I was told that I was ready to take the college placement test since my English level was higher than what I expected. The story of my immigration is the story of all of us when we transfer to a different college or university or step into a different part of our lives. Don't let the what-ifs stop you when you move on to the next part of your journey. Immigration taught me my first lesson. I learned that when we believe in our abilities, we gain the power to turn all the challenges we face into opportunities. Like many, I struggled pursuing my education. In Iran, students choose a major in high school. I chose math and physics with plans to become an engineer for 4 years. But have I ever had the passion to be an engineer? That question arose one of the most remarkable challenges I faced during my very first quarter at Edmonds CC. During that time, I took calculus and I realized how much I truly wanted to major in math. See, I thought I wanted to major in engineering for 4 years, so that was a big change in my life. And maybe even a bigger change for my parents. We had those long conversations late into the nights when I was trying to convince them that as a college mathematics professor, I can earn as much as an engineer does. Maybe. By now, I think they've given up. As the time went by, I became more familiar with the culture of Edmonds CC, with a culture that cares, supports ideas, admires growth, and embraces diversity. I also started getting more involved in our community by getting jobs on campus, volunteering in events, and serving on committees. Lesson 2, we're always told, build your resume. But our Triton community taught me it's not just about a resume and earning a title. It's about being a person who cares about others and tries to make a difference. This is the most beautiful version of us that we can ever represent to our fellow citizens on this planet. Though I should mention that I didn't just study or work, I've had fun too. I've been very active in and spent many hours in the club, the math club. Now I see some frowny faces. Okay, I promise I won't talk about equations in this speech, but let's all admit that mathematics is an integral part of our lives. Throughout my time at Edmonds CC, I was not alone. I found a second family. I found friends who will be lifetime friends, faculty who enriched me with knowledge, not just the knowledge of mathematics, biology, and art, but most importantly, the knowledge of caring, humanity, patience, and kindness. Lesson 3, there will always be people around you who will help you, and some who won't. Let the first group help you bloom, and let the second group teach you how to be strong in the storms. Whether we are 17 or 73, we all know life is just like a roller coaster. Some of us had to go through a lot of sharp and skillful maneuvers, and some of us experienced a less challenging ride. But today, regardless of our experiences in our own version of the amusement park called life, we are here to celebrate, not the end of anything, but instead the beginning of the journey ahead. May your passion towards your education help you become successful the way you define it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. At this time, I would like to introduce our Edmonds Community College concert band under the direction of Steve Mostovoy. They'll be performing Jupiter from the Planets by Gustav Holst. Thank you, Steve, and the wonderful Edmonds Community College Concert Band. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Charlie Crawford, Executive Vice President for Instruction.
All right, you ready to do this? Okay. Graduates of the Edmonds Community College class of 2018, please rise. President Castorina, please step forward, and Board of Trustees, please stand. President Castorina, On behalf of the faculty of Edmonds Community College, I declare that the graduating students standing before us have satisfactorily completed the requirements for the programs in which they are enrolled. I now have the honor and privilege of presenting candidates receiving associate's degrees, professional technical degrees and certificates, high school diplomas, and general education development diplomas.
Thank you, Dr. Crawford. By the power that has been vested to me by the Board of Trustees of Edmonds Community College, and upon your recommendation and that of faculty, it is my pleasure to confer the diplomas, certificate, and degrees to the graduating class of 2018.
President Castorina, I am proud to present to you the graduates of Edmonds Community College, class of 2018. And if graduates, if you would please stand or sit. Let me check this thing here. Please be seated until directed to stand by the ushers. Thank you.
Keegan Riley Crow.
Darlene Hampton.
Dario Grant.
Good to see you. Lynn Bureau.
Zach Walton.
Kari McCulloch.
Hin Soo Shu.
Samantha Leora Hoffman.
Hillary Jamga Chapter.
Panintorn Anantachin.
Miranda Kularabi.
Lori Rockford.
Enzo Benventure.
Hakeem Alabahaba Aldaja.
Dylan Chang.
Dendon Rusum.
Jacqueline Barnes.
Zayad Eshawish.
Soleil Enderly.
Maida Pivich.
Ryan Tinishi.
Cindy Lou Monarch.
Alejandre Soharte.
Janima Abrus.
Erica Smith.
Sarah Campbell.
Jay Rhodes.
Diana Marie Kale.
Riza Victorino Napankovic.
Gregory Watson.
Tien Pham.
Shelley Marie Stewart.
Jasmine Samamora.
Kayla Casper.
Mona Alazali.
Michelle Grunder. Congratulations.
Wing J.
Shemaine Rangul.
Karina Ebasco.
Congratulations. Oscar Reyes.
Jada Rivera.
Lance Baird.
Sierra Rivera.
Scott Edward Merrick.
Tracy Mock.
Megan Kemp.
Margarita Perkins.
Sven Johan Bergström.
Wing Key Lam.
Lisa Gunn.
Joseph Sue.
Congratulations. Denise McDonald.
Richard Whitehead.
Aaron Lawson.
Tian Hastings.
Benjamin Morse.
Lupita Villa Gomez.
I can do that. Philip Hohenstein.
Tania Altori.
Mona Al Hussein.
Kendra Brown.
Ni Dang.
Stacy Moltz.
Congratulations. Jade Zamora.
Crystal Lovelace.
Malia Cook.
Tatiana Manglona.
Quan Neem.
Donovan Van Anderson and Patrick.
Nomin Tumanast.
Maria Janelle Green.
Sean Win Lee.
Aisha Jones.
Luis Hernandez.
Catherine Ferguson.
Haruka Kose.
Audrey Carrick.
Mahoyano.
Nicole Pavita Adasalim.
Tomoka Miura.
Hazel Lam Hei Yin.
Hiba Mohammed.
Kayla Wong.
Olena Tostova.
Marcela Perez.
April Joanne Goldsmith.
Benjamin Hall.
Yodit Waldea Hannes.
Leah Andrews.
Nazish Arfan.
Tree Mindo.
Amina Hassan.
Regina Pham.
Christopher Quinn Fagan.
Trang Pham.
Lillian Grace Moore.
Agnes Giles.
Jennifer Salas Robles.
Josh Bass.
Katerina Brinschwitz.
Natalie Herman.
Janaise Navarro Stevens.
Shelley Ann Williams.
Freya Lundquist.
Melanie Poe.
Roderick Harlan.
Serena Tran.
Janae Gibson.
Stephanie Talavera.
Van Ro Poe.
Georgia Wright.
Peach Chada Korn.
Amanda Rambo.
Buntai Yan.
Dana Jessica Patterson.
Dalis Nye.
Farah Al-Qarishi.
Michaela Stelly.
Lyal Azir.
Safia Nakamura Gardner.
Vanessa Sight.
Lupita Hernandez.
Jeanette Pomeres.
Nancy Jo Brosmer.
Amber White.
Amrit Paul Singh.
Abigail Schutz.
Michelle Delisha Friday.
Dawn Marlene.
Dulce Camacho.
Bijal Mehta.
Samantha Baldwin.
Danny Singh.
Robin Barwell.
Gurleen Corbett.
Sue Ackerman.
Winnie Shen.
Julia Apana Butler.
Sarah Hernandez Torres.
Anna Gaia.
Shanae Kamen.
Kyle Christopher Cedro Ronquillo.
Jung Suk Lee.
Michelle Louise Desjardins.
Evan Meldy.
Steve Van Ho. Maurice
Maliha.
Wu.
Maliha Rizman.
Irma Rojas Jimenez.
Jessica Howard.
Isaac Flores.
Tony Corey.
Alessandro Gamero.
Zach Brown.
Leah L'Esperance.
Brittany Smith.
Irina Riza Mangai.
Emily L. Wagner.
Yulia Yesuk.
Amandeep Kaul.
Audrey Hernandez de la Cruz.
Satsatan Davis Laux.
Spencer Wang.
Brian Carruthers.
JC Cubos.
Zach Bebout.
Abigail Mulugeta.
David Christensen.
Alex Hernandez.
Alyssa Sowski.
Wahid Lawal.
Hunter Akau.
Bailey Center.
Nia Wynn.
Olga Yarema.
Na Tan Ho Vo.
Diana Bubatka.
Huang Win.
Simran Kaur.
Gabby Kodea.
Andre Ingram.
Katie Sheaf.
Kevin Fry.
Becca Mitchell.
Tatiana Volodin.
Stephen Granger.
Marie April Ramirez Amian.
Dana Wenzel.
Rochelle Mahia.
Benedict Eniaya Okolo.
Stephanie Vela.
Travis Friesner.
Chantel Hikes.
Amit Podell.
Debbie Whitnall.
Laura Schmidt.
Jen Clack.
Noel Young.
Bianca Teskar.
Serena LeBlanc.
Irina Alex DiCanu.
Haley Renfeld.
Rivas Razaya.
Isatu Jabi.
Josue Cervantes Lere.
Raymond Strom.
Ponciana Manantan.
John Wynn.
Destiny Alyssa Cram.
Leonardo Zambrano.
Franklin Rojas.
Nina Munoz.
Gilbert Vargas.
Linda Herrera.
Brett Edinger.
Petko Kalachova.
Nathan Ediger.
Mohammed Solkarnayan.
James Matthew Geesley.
Cole Montgomery.
Monica Schultz.
Regan Schumpert.
Jensen Bailey Beaumont.
Amanda Rowlands.
Chloe Kaylor.
Sherelle Elizabeth Moon.
Olivia Blevins.
Joel Wolf.
Mackenzie Whitall.
Shane Lee Glesling Cosma.
Cammie Edwards.
Jalal Basid.
Jocelyn Shambili.
Galen Swagger.
Parker Lehman.
Frank Romario.
Morgan Howell.
Randy Ovalis.
Megan Williams.
Virginia Marie Sickler Berry.
Derek Ralph.
Casey Butler.
Marcos Quirino.
Saja Alti.
Lauren Gates.
Evan Napoleon G. Chaja.
Amina Noor.
Nicholas Darius.
Irene Tadros.
Emily Babunovic.
Kiana Lachey DiCandia.
Ashley Foster.
Fernanda Barrios.
Ashley Alexandra Murray.
Sharon Castillo.
Alexis Gutierrez Sanchez.
German Galindo.
Miriam Soto Martinez.
Miriam Mendez.
Terry Thompson.
Graciela Acosta Castillo.
Nicholas Kellum.
Maria Gonzalez.
Danica Burnaby.
Laura Martinez.
Keenan Franco Rossetti.
Angelica Barrientos Garcia.
Eric Scott Winchester King.
Maria Veloz. Soledad Gaminiano.
Mohammed Noah Abir.
Wish me luck. Dalila Araceli Perez de Garcia.
Salah Abdullah.
Zita Paulino.
Agda Awa.
Fanny Silvera.
Temujin Tersinga.
Martin Laracano.
Carlos Chavez.
Andres Coteles.
Paul Brandon Darlington.
Ethan Justin Aleman.
Jaza Jangperm Watanapon.
Elizabeth Sweat.
Rebecca Davidson.
Lauren Claire Oarda Makandang.
Rachel Stockwell.
Han Pham.
Shani Rusnak.
Ramia Mohan.
Esther Mae Jones.
Sumaira.
Raj Singh.
Manuel Alejandro Gonzalez.
Michelle Lindell.
Kenya Alicia Monroy.
Jessica Bohannon.
Christina Pett.
Azizola Bojoli.
Jordan Heimbigner.
Nui Tran.
Jamie Hennessy.
An Lee.
Kylie Rowe.
Nina An Tran.
Saba Ahmed.
Aaron Amashale.
Hao Hong.
Jordan Noyce.
Eda Mwangi.
Joel Rosenberg.
Hadi Job.
Mary Kathleen Jackson.
Ejatu So.
Emily Heng.
Carletta Curry.
Teresa Ann Hofford.
Veronica Salas.
Kaylee Kenny.
Julie Waman.
Daniel Mohammed.
Chloe Lynn Waymeyer.
Chima Kobayashi.
Amy Resendez.
Yuki Suno.
Mariana Badaru.
Yuna Suda.
Wendy Frey Jimenez.
Eri Ando.
Corey Lynn Rose.
Jin San So.
Wang Si Win.
Jung Ki Shang.
Brandon Klein.
Ni
Lati-
Zhang.
Latifa Toike.
Vivo.
Brian Law.
Quinn Win.
Una Pavicevic.
Twin Win Ngok Tan.
Carly Austin.
Kung Vo.
Jocelyn Joelle Mize.
Danya Sanchez.
Miriam Vargas.
Aini Mohammed.
Made Jesus Ramirez.
Gifty Abakan AJ.
Nermeen Khorshid.
Janae Yusin.
Miriam Elias.
Joel Kaysen.
Curtis Russell.
Kathleen Barlow.
Kibret Jesus Habtu.
Ivana Andriva.
Udai Yoshida.
Jeanette Sabalsa.
Aloysius Ferian Agung Hegatama.
Matthew Hadi Vijaja.
Nabil Ahmad.
Calvin Jonathan Satawan.
Chin Yi Wu.
Audric Justino Soroyadi.
Leo Lee.
William Wajudi.
Yu Dai.
Alvaro Lagmando.
Winnie Chen.
Rayton Logan.
Buck Ye.
Patrick Aurelius.
Lee Z Lam.
Ern Louise Tan.
Wong Chan Wing.
Jennifer Zenith.
Su Young Song.
Jennifer Aurelia.
Shania Marvella Susindra.
Ryan Favog.
Deidre Susantio.
Celeste Asong.
Diego Buenas.
Josette Forjit.
Amadeus Awu.
Deborah Tamu Lakoki.
Tanya Anastasia Leonardi.
Min Fan Ngok Bui.
Ida Ayu Giska Gianchana.
Chao Min Win.
Arnita Nundia Romantio.
Kiana Steed.
Kania Lihawa.
Muna Mukhtar Ali.
JD Cesaria Pical.
Sherry Morse.
Lillian Joe.
Daniel Chin Yong Si.
Brigitte Jacob.
Bryce Nicholas Chapman.
Keja Maharani.
Satnam Kaur.
Ricardo Jonathan.
Victory AC.
Elaine Alethea Chokro.
Salume Uji.
Nicodemus Emmanuel.
Alicia Thomason.
Ganga Ida Bagus.
Manavon Amon Watanapong.
Janet Kernia.
Jenny Corona.
Cindy Sutanto.
Paulina Corona.
Georgina Sikar Putri.
Karen Forenza.
Krista Yoga.
Nanamina Heluchovich.
Matthew Sidney Wijaya.
Fatima Ibrahim Abrahabi.
Timothea Mujadi.
Jennifer Delia.
Mintari Kirana Arinardi.
Idehu.
Pilangi Kirana Arinardi.
Jessica Ann Sorensen.
Samudra Arinardi.
Sin Yu Wang.
Brian Jonathan Hulu.
Jatao Ding.
Dylan Willand Etzel.
Su Meng.
Antonius Jonathan Wirjardi.
Tran Pham.
Trinita Nicole Fernandez Hoot.
Lin Mi Win.
Audrey Christabel Chokro.
Anvit Bui.
Christiania Tan.
Alessandra Simons.
Kalista Salim.
Jordan Simon.
Deborah Tambunan.
Adela Mayobo.
Maria Christabel Utomo.
Mariam Said.
Kumba Balde.
Serena Tolagaivar.
Ika Tarina King.
Hai Tang Tran.
Yesenia Hernandez.
Erica Wiley.
Taha Sinan.
Aditya Araguya Cosman.
Lok Chun Lui.
Jefferson Julius. Jordan Ganda.
Tina Rajabi.
Nao Dalabe. Martin Dausch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the tradition of turning of the tassel. This act symbolizes one's transition from candidate to graduate. Graduates, if you would please stand up. All the graduates stand up. If you would please take your tassel and move it to the left side of your mortarboard. It is my honor and privilege to be the first to congratulate you in this incredible achievement. Congratulations.
The commencement program will conclude with the recessional. Audience members, please remain in your seats until the graduates and faculty have left the arena floor. Graduates, please remain seated until cued to stand. At the close of the recessional, guests may proceed to the view lounge behind me to meet your graduate. Thank you for joining us this evening, and safe travels home.